Okay, a very good afternoon to you. Today is December the 21st, 2019. Yes, just 4 more days away to the big Christmas day. And we're going to do a two-in-one today. Doing two videos today, but the first video is a two-in-one. Now, we've done some of the big top flight reviewers already. We've done Sam, we've done Non-Stop Dan, and I'm going to do the top of the list according to the poll, which is Mr. Josh. And two videos he's done quite recently. One is when he flew on a Malaysian airline, and I can't pronounce the name, is it Malindo? From somewhere in Malaysia to another place in Malaysia, and also his review of Heathrow Airport Terminal 2, the Queens building. So, Josh, it's your turn. We got to keep things square. I can't choose which is my favourite. I'm trying to have an open mind. First of all, this was the video when he was flying on this, what's the name of it? Malindo Air. They're quite popular in Asia, and you see them in a lot of international airports from Phnom Penh, I believe, lots in Malaysia and into Thailand. Never flown with them myself, so I can't put any personal point of view about it. I did like that you walked around the terminal and you could see some of the buildings and the shops in the background. That's good and interesting. No food. You were flying economy. Well, it was on an ATR, which means it has the two propellers either side. ATR? I think it's something like that anyhow. And then boarding the aeroplane, that you have to walk across the part of the outside of the building, so you have to walk like 200 meters, for example, to get to the airplane. Boarding at the back, yep, showing your lovely flip-flops. It was all very good. And then the laziest crew in the world. It was an hour flight and nothing was served to you, not even a bottle of water. And it seems like the air crew have the easiest job in the world, that they get everyone to sit down and to shut up, and then off you go, and there's no in-flight service. What I didn't get was how Josh sort of messed up with his air ticket, that he paid $7 for the flight, okay, and then it all added up to 100, and then somehow it cost him 150. Seemed to be some kind of, excuse me, scam going along there. So, but basically, what you want from an airline, you want to get to A to B, and if it's a short flight, you want it to do it as cheap and as comfortable as possible. And you don't really want to go by bus. Possibly you can't because there's water in the way, or trains, exactly the same kind of thing. So airlines in Indonesia and places like the Philippines, which have like 7,107 islands, flying is like the alternative. There are ferry services, but I digress. So the flight review was very basic and very short, but it showed you that kind of choice that you can if you're flying around Asia, and this flight is available. And he also did point out that it could be a bit cheaper flying from that certain destination to other destinations if you compare it to Air Asia, for example, or Malaysian Air. Then we move on to Heathrow Airport, and we started off that how you can get to Heathrow via the Piccadilly line, the old way, which takes a while from central London, or the high-speed one, and saying that you can book this online and it's going to be a lot cheaper. So good advice there. But when you got to the Queen's building, you really didn't show a lot of it. The new Terminal 2 in Heathrow. Heathrow is not one of my favourite airports. It's just a hub, basically, that you get into, and I don't think much of the lounges either. The business, the first class and economy, it just seems you just want to get on the airplane and get out of there, basically. So the Queen's building, what did you review? You didn't really review the terminal. You actually reviewed the Heathrow application. So you can go shopping online and then pick up your stuff airside or landside, depending if it's a domestic or international flight, etc. You did mention that it has incredibly fast Wi-Fi, but is there a cost? I remember flying out of Heathrow a million times, and then I'm happy that I was on a 3G or a 4G network, because the internet charges at Heathrow was very expensive. Then you flew to Hong Kong, and then guess what? the Wi-Fi was not incredibly fast, but it was relatively stable in a really big, and if you've been to Hong Kong airport, really big airport. So the Wi-Fi was going at a very rapid speed, but that was about it. So Josh, I would say it was not a very good review of the Queen's Terminal. You didn't go around it and show the places. Coming up today, after this video, I'm going to publish another one, and we're going to do the poll again. Now, last time the poll stood at Josh at top of the tree at 50%, non-stop Dan at 25%, Noel and Dennis were there as well. But poor old Sam, yeah, 0 votes, I'm afraid. So I'm going to knock out Sam of the equation. I'm going to still keep in the top 2, and I'm going to put in some other flight reviewers, maybe Paul Lucas and maybe Simply Aviation, and see how they stand. And it will be on my community page, which you can follow that link for, and then you can vote. But that's all going to come up in another video. Again, it's going to be released today. Subscribe, share, comment. You can check me out on Twitter. I think I have an Instagram page on my channel which is only about the review of the flight reviewers. But today is mainly about Josh. The Malindo Air, I would say, was a good review, but the Heathrow Airport review, not very good, I'm afraid. Didn't show the airport, only showed about an application. That's it from me. I will see you in a couple of hours when I'm going to publish a new video. And bye-bye for now. I'm out of here. Be good. Happy days.